It's Nolan.
Came straight from the dungeon, push P on them P's on this P production. It's Nolan.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. As y'all know, we're winding down the year, about to go into 2025. The news cycle is light, it's dry, but I'm already understanding, I'm already knowing where we're going for 2025, man. I see it now. For anybody that's tired of the Kendrick Lamar, Drake debate, if y'all are tired of talking about these people, tired of hearing about these two artists as it pertains to the comparison between one another, 2025 is about to be a long ass year, especially if we end up with more Kendrick Lamar music in the new year. We already know that there's new Drake music supposed to be in the pipeline. I don't know when that's actually going to drop, because he does have an active petition against UMG. It could be upgraded to a lawsuit. So at some point, he may have to make a decision on whether or not he's actually going to trust them with his music, right? If he actually believes that they're going to sabotage his music or devalue him in the marketplace, I wonder how he's thinking as it pertains to releasing music. But whenever he does, which I would suspect is some point in 2025, everything these two artists do from here on out is going to be compared, is going to be picked through with a fine-tooth comb. And I just want y'all to be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? In a perfect world, we would get a resurgence of a lot of the other artists that kind of had things going on earlier this year. At one point, the ladies were completely running the year, so much so that the male presence in hip hop wasn't even all that prevalent on my channel because the women were coming and lighting us up with music left and right, even music that I didn't necessarily care for or wasn't my favorite. They were just coming, they were dropping, they were having rollouts, setting up tours, whether it be mini tours, backyard tours, whatever the fuck. It was a constant news cycle of ladies just dominating the conversation. And as the year has wound down, the ladies, it looks like they've taken breaks. They're spending time with family. You know what I'm saying? They're getting their lives ready for the next year. So hopefully we get a resurgence. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to see what Cardi's going to do. Still trying to see what Nicki's going to do, when or if she's going to drop her official next album or if it's going to be another deluxe or whatever the fuck, right? We got Megan who says she's dropping shit. Glow may drop some shit. We may get a Megan Glow collab. We may get a Sexy and Glow collab. I don't know. But I know for those of y'all that really enjoy having these conversations on my channel, I know y'all can't wait until that side of the game comes back around. Lotto, all of them. But outside of them, when it comes to the guys in rap, it's really Kendrick and Drake. There's some other characters out there that are putting music out, but they're not compelling. Their storyline doesn't drive nothing over here, right? So with that being said, there's a video that's been going viral for the last couple of days on social media of this gentleman coming out saying that he cannot relate to Kendrick Lamar's music. Apparently, he's a Drake fan. And specifically, he says he cannot relate to Kendrick Lamar when he gets into his making music for women bag. He doesn't like how Kendrick talks to women in his music because he can't relate. He doesn't feel like he gets anything of value out of it in his listening experience, And basically, he says he favors Drake's music for the way that he talks to women and the way that he relates to women and the things that he says and how he presents his talking pieces to women via his song making ability, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this guy's video and let him speak for himself because I don't identify with what he's talking about. But I think there is a population of men out there. We've talked on this channel about the guys that are Drake fans these days, and it's not a blanket, but a lot of them kind of speak, look, act like this. This is a black man, by the way. So let's go ahead and hear what homie talking about.
No, it just seemed like Brody just trying to get in that pocket. Trying to get in, like, he kind of getting that Drake. He's trying to get in that Drake lane where he's trying to be an all-around artist, which it ain't really working. It ain't, like, because, like, you trying to make songs for the ladies, you trying to make songs for the women, and I get that. But a lot of artists can't do that because you don't got the recipe. Drake got.
Bro, what the hell? You trying to be an all-around artist is trying to be in Drake's lane? This is one of the biggest critiques that I have of Drake fans. And it's not all Drake fans, but it's kind of the same between Drake fans, the Nicki fans, and really just people who are like really diehard stans for like one particular artist, so much so that they don't really survey the field or may not be as abreast to like the history of the genre. They're just like really fans of that artist, one artist. Eminem fans fall into this category a lot of times too. Is the concept of an all around, and we're talking about rap here, hip hop. The concept, the idea of an all around rapper does not come from Drake, number one, right? Somebody who can go into multiple lanes, who can possibly, because we already know where Drake's weakness is when it comes to speaking on current events, talking about things of substance. I don't expect him to get political, but just anything that would make him spread himself out a little further in terms of like subject matter in a worldly way. That's not something he excels at, right? But outside of that, the idea of like being able to talk to the guys, right? Or talk for the guys. The idea of being lyrical, right? Having that crowd. The idea of appealing to the women, having songs that women can identify with, that they can play in the clubs, can play in en route to their destination, all that different type of stuff. Like that stuff has been around for a while. We go back to, Big Daddy Kane was really good at these things. LL Cool J was really good at these things. Tupac was really good at these things. Biggie was good at these things. Jay-Z has made his mark in doing these things. Like there's artists that predate Drake, right? And there's more than that if you want to go into like the entire scope of the business, right? But, some people love how a Mos Def, if you go through his catalog, has spoken to women. Andre 3000, you know what I mean? Like, so there's different artists over the years that have kind of had this all around scoreboard, right? But it's not a ton of them. He says he feels like Drake is that thing, right? But then he says Kendrick is trying to be like him in that regard, as if Kendrick hasn't been that person the whole time. Right? I mean, if we're just going back to Tammy's song, The Spiteful Chant, some people are going to give Drake credit for poetic justice on Good Kid, Mad City. But that song would have been the song that it was without Drake on it. I'm sure there's people out there that wish Drake wasn't on it and that somebody else filled that other verse. Because he didn't really bring much to it other than his presence, which, for marketing purposes did its thing. But the song's replay value, I think Drake dwindled it down a little bit personally. And that's not me hating. Just never cared for what he did on that song. And you can go through this nigga's whole discography. If These Walls Could Talk. Loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Some people love the record, Love. It's not my favorite, but there's a lot of people that like it. It's crazy. Like every time I see one of these Drake fans come out and critique Kendrick's music, it's like it takes a whole entire history lesson and dissertation to like really get to the shits of like, what are you talking about? And not just like flippantly dismiss you because there's people watching, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be entertaining. But for the people out there that think like this, it's craziness. I haven't even got to the rest of this nigga video. Off a 10-second clip, I had to give this nigga a whole dissertation about how ridiculous he sounds. And there's more.
Recipe for that shit. I'm going to talk to this woman's soul. I'm going to tell her what she needs to hear instead of what she want to hear. I'm not going to get on the song and say, you dealing with niggas that's thinking they cuter than you. No, I ain't finna talk to you. I'm not finna do that. And I'm relatable. I'm relatable to a lot of men that deal with women. I can't relate to Kendrick, especially on the women's side. What you gonna tell me about a woman when you been with the same woman, which is beautiful, but you still haven't married her. But you been with the same woman for over 15 years.
Sir, if he been with the same woman for 15 years, what do you mean? What's he gonna tell you about women? I would think he gonna school you to how to maintain one. The real life maintenance that goes into it, not just hey, come see me, let's hang out. I want to see you. Let me pull up at 3 a.m. Which, not everybody, but a lot of people go through that phase. I went through we all. But not everybody remains in that space forever. You want to settle down. You want to have a family. That's what Kendrick Lamar brings to the table as it pertains to women, is consistency, showing up in that relationship. If you don't know how to show up for your partner, it's destined to fail. You know what I'm saying? Understanding compromise, understand how to put your ego and pride to the side. If you go through the fabric of Kendrick's music, ego and pride show up in a lot of different areas. That's one of the reasons why, when we talked about Jeffrey Owens yesterday, and everybody was giving me these prideful answers about him giving the music away. Giving the money away when he was in a financial crunch because he wanted to work for it or whatever. I'm like, yo, any other time of the day when we talk about ego and pride, we understand how detrimental that it can be, how it could be stagnating, how it could be keeping you from reaching your apex. But that's neither here nor there. We got to revisit that. But that's something that shows up in Kendrick's music quite frequently, and we can pretty much identify. There's a lot of negatives that come with that. Every king's fall comes from pride and ego historically, pretty much. But whatever. That's where Drake went wrong in the battle. Pride and ego. Ego more so than anything, because he did not think it was possible for him to lose. No matter what cards may be laid on the table, he thought there's no way this dude could take me out. No fucking way. And it happened quickly. Easily, one might say. But as it pertains to women, that ego and that pride shit is an easy way to get your ass knocked off the motherfucking scoreboard. Let's be honest. Taking yourself way too motherfucking serious, acting like you God's gift to the green earth. Another way to get your ass taken off the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? Confidence is key, but arrogance will unlock the door for your ass to get out. Hey, this is just saying. There's a lot that comes with it. So when it comes to you asking what you could learn from somebody, let's keep it all the way G if we're gonna be here. Why is it that you look into rappers and musicians to learn about women? What's going on with you, sir? You know what I mean? And that's not no judgment, although it may sound condescending. You know what I mean? Because some of us are late bloomers. Some of us come into our own, walk with our heads held high at a different point in life. You know, shooting a shot don't always come easy to everybody. It's a lot of different things, right? But what are you supposed to learn from any of these guys in hip hop as it pertains to your life and women? We're talking about your own individual trial and error, what works, what doesn't. And you trying to talk to me about what this rapper has to say to women. When they get in their women song making bag, what are they supposed to say to you if they're talking to women? You know what I'm saying? So are they, when you listen to these records, it low-key feels like they're serenading. They gotta for you to identify with it, they gotta serenade you to a degree for you to really feel it. Or, well, we won't say serenade, but they have to speak from a highly misogynistic point of view for you to feel like that is what it is, which could still be a form of serenade depending on your internal kinks. But we'll let you continue, sir.
And have it married her. And her depressed ass keep shaving her hair and sending out long ass paragraphs on Instagram without a picture in sight of you. What you gonna tell me about women? I can't relate to you, nigga.
Here we go. We're back to the social media. Oh, she don't post him. He don't post her. As if those with private lives can't thrive. Ain't that what Drake wanted? Was to keep everything private? Wasn't he trying to keep the presence of his baby mama private to begin with? The presence of his child private to begin with? Have we forgotten that so fast? The nigga wanted to hide their very existence. Sound like he was trying to do the same thing. It just, he was running from the responsibility rather than taking care of the home front. But y'all, you got it. You got it, big dog. You got it.
And I heard you cheat on her with white women. Like, what relatable content, what relatable messages you gonna send out to me?
What you mean you heard he cheated on her with white women? The nigga rapped about it his goddamn self. But we talking about 10 years ago. We talking about Good Kid, Mad City tour. We talking about them first couple years of stardom. Like, I don't think he was talking about 2022 when the album dropped. He was still doing the same shit. I don't know. I can't say what Kendrick did or did not do in terms of fidelity. I don't follow where niggas' dicks go. Okay, that's not my lifestyle. But just saying, based on the narrative you're trying to put out there, you said I heard like the first time you heard of this was when Drake rapped about it. When the nigga rapped about it his goddamn self, which is why Drake knows about it to begin with. The nigga went back and listened to Mr. Morale and tried to get all his talking points together and failed miserably. That's your GOAT. That's your king.
When they listening to the lady song, nothing. Drake gonna make sure he relatable to the men. The ladies gonna love this song because I am telling them what they want to hear. They want to feel like, some ladies love hearing, like, I'm putting the mirror to your face. That's his music. I'm putting this mirror to this lady's face, but I'm saying it where I'm hitting her soul. And I'm expressing my feelings. A lot of artists can't do that. Not just Kendrick. A lot of artists can't do that.
Sad case there. So you mean to tell me the best form of making music for women that you know is to basically get on her track and insult the woman for all of the decisions she makes, for not being with you, to downplay every nigga that she with, to say fuck that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Every time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I want to be clear, this dude made this song, this video in reference to the song 30 for 30 with Kendrick and SZA. You know, because he says, you fucking with niggas that think they cuter than you. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Which, I guess in that way, he thinks that Kendrick is trying to jump in Drake's bag. But again, you talking about holding up a mirror, but all that nigga be doing is ragging on the female or the woman. Let me not say female, because that's what y'all niggas be saying. But the songs that a lot of people be trying to act like are so vulnerable are really not that vulnerable, because it's really just him allowing himself to say all the shit that he probably shouldn't be saying as it pertains to this woman's character. He basically just comes out and be like, you ain't shit. Your friends ain't shit for not telling you that you ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit for birthing you for being an ain't shit woman. So clearly she ain't shit neither. And because life has led you down this road into my path, I got to deal with your ain't shitness. Even though you're 15 years younger than me and you ain't learned life yet, I'm telling you why you fucking up. But just remember the fact that you ain't shit. I ain't shit for fucking with you neither. But you ain't shit. YouTube might flag me for that goddamn sequence right there. But that's what that nigga be saying in so many words, because it has like these moody beats and these, you know, these different arrangements, and then he does it with a melody and all that shit. Y'all be acting like, oh man, he's speaking to my soul. Your soul sound a little empty, man. And the funny shit about this is, I'm the guy that's trying to be like as neutral as possible when it comes to these subjects. But then when these people come out and say the fucking craziest things that you could possibly say, or just the most nonsensical things that you could possibly say as somebody who consumes music, somebody who actually appreciates the art that goes into all of the music, not just a Kendrick Lamar, it's like, bro, this guy is not who y'all saying he is. And there's plenty of Drake music that I've enjoyed over the years. I'm not gonna come out here and say the nigga whack or the nigga makes garbage. But there's plenty of Drake music that I've discarded as well. And it's mostly those records where he's holding the so-called mirror up to the lady face. I ain't never appreciated them joints. You know what I mean? I've already told y'all, my favorite Drake is rap bag Drake, like when he's really talking his shit. But I don't even think rap bag Drake is like the same no more. Cause I remember what was that joint? Something in Charlotte. What was the name of that damn song? 8 a.m. in Charlotte, where he was doing like the so many checks is Czechoslovakian and you go, so many, you know what I'm saying, the Yugoslavian. It was like, oh, this nigga's really like, he's losing it. He's putting stuff together that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And off of first listen, you might say, okay, that was clever. But it's like, that's not really it. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga pen game ain't as sharp as it used to be. It is what it is. But you know, kudos to you, young man. Wish you the best in your journey. Again, if you're trying to learn about women from either one of these artists, your priorities are a little bit off. You know, if you can appreciate the music for what it is, just do that. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. You know, take on some responsibility. Step up to the plate. Don't let the lady down. Use your ears more than you use your motherfucking mouth to say something stupid. You'll probably be okay. You know what I'm saying? And do your best to keep your word. That, I mean, it don't take too much, you know, on a character level. Now, as it pertains to, you know, other things as far as like financial standard and all that, I can't tell you where to go with that. But just on a basic, it ain't all that hard, man. Just be a decent human being. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. You know what I'm saying? We're winding down. New year is coming. New content loading. Hopefully new music on the way that we can actually talk about without sticking to the same script. I'm getting tired of this shit myself, but you know, hey man, we gotta keep the game rolling. The game don't stop, right? But again, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. And if I don't see y'all before New Year's, or you don't see me before New Year's, much love and respect to you and your family too. All right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.